Hey, so today I'm going to show you how to find an arc length and the area of a sector inside of a circle. So starting off, I'm going to talk about the definition of circumference. Circumference is the distance around a circle. So the circle here, distance all the way around it is called the circumference. And to find that, we need to know the radius of the circle. So the equation itself is circumference is equal to twice pi times the radius, and we are going to use 3.14 for the value of pi. Once we know circumference, we need to figure out the ratio of this part here to the entire circle. And it's going to give us a fraction, and we can multiply that fraction by the circumference to get this arc length right here. So what does that look like? Well, the measure of the arc length AB in this case, right, AB is here, is going to be over the total number of degrees on a circle. And we know that that's 360 degrees. So we're going to multiply this by the circumference of the circle, 2 pi r. And this formula will give us the length here of AB. So let's look at an example here. We're given a circle with a radius of 8, and we have this minor arc AB that has 60 degrees in it. So what do? Well, first let's find out the ratio of the 60 degrees to the whole 360 degrees. So we're going to do the measure of the arc AB over 360 degrees, which is the arc AB is 60 degrees over 360. And this tells us that this arc, if we simplify it, is 1/6 of the entire circle. Then we can multiply that by the circumference of the circle. Well, the circumference is just, like we saw before, 2 pi r. We know that the radius is 8, so if we plug that in, we're going to do 2 times 3.14 is our pi value, times 8. And we get here, the circumference is going to be, 50.24. And then if we multiply 1/6 times 50.24, we get 8.37, and we're dealing with centimeters here, so 8.37 centimeters approximately, because our pi value isn't exact, but we're working with 3.14. The idea for the area of a sector is very similar to what we just did with arc length. The first thing that we should do is find the area of the circle itself, and the definition for area of a circle is, or area in general, is the number of unit squares within a figure. Simply put, it's the space inside of a two-dimensional figure, and we use the formula area equals pi, or 3.14, times the radius squared to get the area of a circle. So we'll use that in a bit. But then there's the idea of what's the ratio of this. We're trying to find this blue sector here. We call it a sector. And what we need to do is find the ratio of this blue sector to the entire circle. So the first thing is, let's find the ratio of that blue sector to the whole thing. Well, that's going to be here. The measure of the arc AB over the whole circle, which is 360 degrees, which is the same thing we saw with arc length. Then we will multiply this by the area of the entire circle, which is, again, pi times the radius squared. And here is our formula for the area of a sector. So let's do one last example here, finding the area of the sector created by this angle UTV. So first, let's find the ratio of this sector to the entire thing. So remember, we do that with the measure of this arc, it's UV, over the entire circle, which we know a circle has 360 degrees. When we plug in this 70, we get 70 over 360. And then we need to multiply this by the area of the entire circle. Well, we know that the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Well, the radius here is 8. So we're going to multiply the 70 over 360 times pi 8 squared. When we do all this math here, what we get is we're going to multiply 70 over 360 times this area, and the area we get here is 200.96, and then this here works out to about 0.19, 70 over 360, and when we multiply this 0.19 times 200.96, what we get is 38.18, and that's our area for this sector right here. No units given, so we'll just leave it at 38.18. Thanks.